polymorphism, how to implement a polymorphism through method overloading, and also how to invoke different overloaded methods. So let's move to our topic. Polymorphism is one of the main characteristics of object-oriented programming language. As Java supports object-oriented programming language, Java also tries to implement polymorphism concept in its program. So what is polymorphism? Polymorphism means the ability to take more than one form or to behave differently based on different input. So here we have two examples in which in the first example I have given two string variables. So var1, var and var2 both are string variables which contains the value hello and everyone respectively. So here in between these two variables I have used plus operator. So normally what happens, plus operator we know in maths we will use plus operator to add it to value, but as these two are strings, addition will not take place. Instead concatenation will take place. Concatenation means combination of two variables. So here both hello and everyone will be combined instead of addition. So as a result your variable rest will contain the value hello everyone without space. Here between these two value there is no space. So here you might have noticed instead of normal addition what happens? Concatenation takes place as both are string value. But in the second example you can see I have given two integer variables instead of string variable. So first integer variable var1 contains the value 20 and the second variable contains the value 30. Again I have used a plus operator between these two variables. So here as these both are integer value, instead of concatenation what happens? Addition will take place which eventually give the sum. So your output will be 50 instead of 20, 30 you will get the sum after addition. So it is clear that depending on different input plus operator will give different output. So in the first example you have given two string variable and your output will be normally a string value after concatenation. And here you have given two integer variables and your output will be sum. So you have noticed that the plus operator is behaving differently and this concept is known as polymorphism, and here you can say operator is overloaded. Similarly, we can overload method. So method overloading is used to implement polymorphism like operator overloading. So what is method overloading? Method overloading means in our Java program we can have same function name with different argument list. I repeat once again, multiple function definition with same function name is known as method overloading. So let us see this concept in detail. Let us see the formulas to find area of a square, area of rectangle and area of circle. So you understood that for finding area of a square we need to provide one argument, and for rectangle we need two arguments because we need length and breadth, and for circle we need to provide the value of pi, then we have to multiply with the given value. So here we have defined three different methods with different number and type of arguments. In the first method definition you might have noticed I have given only one parameter. So the parameter present in method definition is known as formal parameter. And here we are going to find area of square in this first method definition. In the second method definition we have given two arguments. So number of argument is different from the first method definition and both are of integer data type. In the second method definition we will find the area of rectangle which will be length into breadth, that is x into y. And you might have noticed that in the third method definition we have given only one parameter which is of double data type. So here we have implemented method overloading, which means same function name we have used but there are different number and type of arguments. So using these three method definition, we will find area of square, area of rectangle and area of circle. But we need value for x. Here two values we need and here we need one value. That means we have to invoke or call these methods. Now, normally a question arises, how to invoke or how to call these methods, as the method names are exactly same. So, for compiler, when a method is called, it will first of all check the number of argument and type of the argument, and then only a match will be made between function call and function definition. So in this example, I have given three function call. So compiler will check the number and the type of argument. So in the first example, I have invoked the second method because here I have given two integer value. So compiler will check here. There is no match, as here we are supposed to provide only one value. But here a match will occur because type and the number of arguments are matching. So normally when compiler see this function call, corresponding function definition will get executed and the value 20 will be given to the variable x and value 30 will be given to the variable y. Both will be multiplied, which will give you the result. The area of a rectangle is 600. Now see the second invocation, second method call. You have given only one argument, but it is of floating pointer type. So first compiler will check with this method definition. So here we are supposed to give int, but here we are passing the value of floating pointer type. So there is a mismatch. Here no comparison because here we expected two values, but here we are providing only one value. So again a mismatch. Now compiler will compare with the third method definition. Here we will get a match and the value 5.0 will be given to the variable x. And this value will be multiplied with the 3.14 and your output will be area of circle equal to 78.5. Now we have another method call, another function call in which we are providing only one integer value. So here we are having a match, which means the value 5 will be assigned to the variable x and your output will be the area of square equal 25. Now you might have noticed that the value which we are passing through method call will get assigned to the value in method definition, which means the value which we provide in method call is known as actual parameter and the values or variables present in method definition is known as formal parameter. So actual parameters are the original values which will be temporarily given to formal parameter. So I repeat once again, formal parameters are parameters present in method definition, whereas actual parameters are parameters present in method invocation or method call. So this is how we implement polymorphism in Java. This is method overloading, or you can say it is compile time polymorphism. So here method names are exactly same, but number and types of arguments are different, and when you call a method, it is not at all necessary that the order should be maintained. Here we have not followed the order that we are calling the first method itself. It is not like that. It is according to the user's choice. In this session, we have learned what is polymorphism, how to implement method overloading to implement polymorphism, and how to invoke different overloaded methods. Hope this session was helpful. Meet you soon with another video. Thank you.